Hello everyone, welcome to Nissa's Kitchen. Today I'm making a beautiful Korean dish called Bibimbap. It means mixed rice. So traditionally it is served on a bed of rice with the different vegetables and beef, each ingredient cooked separately with its own unique flavor. As you can see, it's a beautiful dish to look at, but equally yummy dish to eat and enjoy. So if you like this recipe, then like and share my video and subscribe to my channel. For making this recipe, I'm going to be taking 1 red bell pepper, 1 yellow bell pepper, 1 bundle of green onions, 1 zucchini, 1 carrot, some bok choy. You can take any other leafy vegetable if you want. I'm taking bok choy. I'm taking half a cucumber, some mushrooms, and 1 chicken breast. It's served with beef. Traditionally I can't have beef, so I'm having chicken. So you can take any mushrooms you guys want. I think shiitake mushrooms works the best for this. I didn't have shiitake mushrooms. I had these mushrooms in my freezer, so I drained them. I drained out their water as best as I could, and then I'm just going to chop these up. And then I'm going to put them aside in a platter. Then I'm going to chop up my red bell peppers and take out any of the skin and the seeds from there, and then cut them in long sticks or julienne them. I'm going to do the same thing with my yellow bell pepper and put those once they're cut, put them aside in a platter. Then chop up my green onions, and once that's chopped up like this, I'm going to put that aside in a platter as well. I am taking bok choy. Traditionally you use spinach, but I didn't have spinach, so I'm using bok choy in my bibimbap today. I'm going to cut the stem and then wash them thoroughly, because sometimes they can have dirt inside. Once I've washed them and drained out the water, I'm going to pile up the leaves on top of each other, and then I'm going to julienne these as well. Now I'm using this fancy peeler to julienne my carrots. You don't have to use a fancy peeler to julienne your carrots. If you don't have it, you can just chop the carrot and julienne it as you will any other vegetable. For this peeler, I bought it online, and I'm going to put the link for it in the description box below, so you guys can check it out. Now I'm going to cut my chicken. It was a pretty big piece, so I'm going to cut it in 3 different pieces, and then I'm going to slice it in smaller pieces as well. Once that is done, I'm going to marinate my chicken. I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of sesame oil. Then I'm going to add about a tablespoon of tamari. Tamari is soy sauce without gluten and yeast. So I can't have gluten and yeast, and I get sick, so I'm using tamari. But you guys can use soy sauce. I'm also adding a teaspoon of red pepper chili flakes. You don't have to if you don't want the heat. I like the heat, so I'm going to add it. I'm not adding any salt in here, only because tamari already has salt. So if you want to add salt, keep in mind that your soy sauce will have salt. And once that's done, I'm going to put that aside and get started on julienning my zucchini. It's a little hard to julienne some round vegetables, so do it as best as you can. Then I'm going to cut my cucumber in half moons, because my cucumber had a lot of seeds in the center, so I didn't julienne them. But if you have seedless cucumber, then you can by all means julienne that. All up to you. So for each vegetable, once they are cut, we're going to marinate them separately and then cook them separately as well. So for my cucumbers, I'm just going to put some salt in, mix them really well, and then put them aside. Then I'm going to do the same thing with my zucchini, salt them, put them aside. Same thing with my carrots, salt them, put them aside. And then lastly, same thing with my bok choy. You would salt them and put them aside. While the other vegetables are taking a bath in salt, I'm going to prepare my bell peppers. So for yellow bell peppers, I just have my pan on high heat. I added some oil, and I'm just going to stir fry the bell peppers. Now you can enjoy these raw if you want. I don't like eating vegetables raw, so I'm just going to cook them a little. You don't want them mushy, you just want them stir fried, so they do have some texture and some crunchiness retained in them. So as best as you can, eyeball it how much it's cooked, and then take it out on a separate platter, and then you will clean your pan with a wet paper towel, and then add some oil, and then put in the red bell pepper. Now I'm adding some sugar in my red bell pepper because I think it will enhance the flavor, the sweetness in the red bell pepper, and also it will caramelize the bell peppers as well. Once again, these are only supposed to be stir fried, not cooked, so don't make them in a mush. Just stir fry them and then take them out on a separate piece of platter, not a separate piece of platter, but in a platter. And then clean your pan with a wet paper towel once again, add some oil, and then add some mushroom and your mushrooms in there. I'm going to salt the mushrooms here, and I don't want them too much flavor in the mushroom because it has its own flavoring as well. And once it's done, I'm going to take it out on a platter. Here I'm just going to show you guys how to clean your pan with a wet paper towel. So just wet your paper towel and then clean out any of the residue that might be left from the previous vegetable from your pan. You don't want the flavorings of the vegetables to mix, so please clean your pan before cooking each vegetable. Here I'm just trying to focus on the bok choy to show you guys that there is a lot of water in there. So before I start cooking, I'm going to drain it quite well so that all the salty water is out. Then I'm going to use a little bit of sesame oil, and I'm going to stir fry my bok choy in the sesame oil. I'm also going to add a little bit of tamari in here. Don't add too much of tamari or soy sauce, whatever you guys are using, because your soy sauce will have salt, and this already has had a bath in salt, so don't add too much of it. Also, I'm going to add the toasted sesame seeds in my tamari once I know that it's stir fried. Mix it up a little and then put it in a platter. I'm going to drain the water from my cucumbers, and then in a clean pan I'm going to add the oil, stir fry my cucumbers, and once I'm done stir frying, this would be done in less than a minute. You don't want the cucumbers to be cooked, you want them to be crunchy. So once I'm done stir frying it, I'm going to add the toasted sesame seeds in here, and then take it out in a platter and prepare my pan for the zucchini. So in a clean pan, once again I'm going to add oil, and then stir fry my zucchini. I'm also adding the green onion that I had cut, so I'm stir frying the zucchini and the green onion at the same time. Once I am happy with the stir frying of the zucchini, I'm going to take it out on a platter, not a separate platter, just in a platter. You guys will see what I mean. I'm cooking my carrots here in sesame oil. Again, I stir fried them on a high heat, and then once they were stir fried, I added some toasted sesame seeds, and I'm going to take it out on a platter. Finally, I'm to my chicken. So I'm cooking it in sesame oil, a little bit of sesame oil. So keep in mind that it already has sesame oil in it. So don't add too much of sesame oil, otherwise it would be overpowering. I'm going to sear it on high heat, and then I'm going to turn the heat to low, cover the chicken, and let it cook. So when I know that my chicken is nearly cooked, I'm going to prepare the egg. You would cook a whole egg sunny side up. Traditionally, I can't have egg whites, so of course I'm not going to cook the egg whites. I'm only going to prepare the egg yolks. I'm going to prepare 2 egg yolks, one for myself and one for my mom, even though I only showed one here. And then I will show you the platter that I kept referring to. Here is my platter. It is absolutely gorgeous to look at, guys. Like it's just so much beautiful color going on. And the best part about this dish is the amount of vegetables it uses. It's really, really healthy, beautiful to look at. So beautiful that I took a whole bunch of pictures to post on my Instagram account. Once you're done admiring it, we will get started on preparing the platter. Now, traditionally, it is served in a bowl on a bed of rice. Also, traditionally, it is served with Korean hot pepper paste. I don't have the hot pepper paste, and I don't buy it from the stores because the store's hot pepper paste has gluten and yeast in it, and I can't have that. And I don't know how to make it. There are recipes online. I will put the link in the description, but they're too time consuming to make. So instead, I'm using some sesame oil and tamari to season my rice, and then I'm going to start piling up my vegetables. So I'm going to start with with yellow bell pepper. Then I'm going to alternate the colors. So yellow bell pepper, red bell pepper. I'm going to put the zucchini, green zucchini in the middle. Then I'm putting my bok choy. Then again my carrot, the cucumbers, and then I'm going to put my chicken. And lastly, I'm going to put my mushrooms in the center. Then you would put your whole egg, but I'm only putting my yellow egg yolk here. And just look at it. It's a beautiful, beautiful sight to look at, guys. It's a treat for eyes, and it's a treat for your tummy when you eat it. I'm going to be enjoying it with some soup that I made earlier. You can enjoy it on your own. So if you like this recipe, then please like and share my video. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss it. And until next time, take care.